And here we go again. My first 50 days in Warframe twice. I didn't think I'd be back here again. So this is really more of what I have actually pulled together and accomplished in 50 days. I think in a reasonable amount of time. I'm actually pretty satisfied with the effort and work that I put in. Making it to MR13 is whatever. The MR itself doesn't really matter. But for starters, I've actually hit Steel Path. That was nice. That was actually a process to hit Steel Path. I've done a couple arbitrations and started working on galvanized mods, been working with pets. Some unique items that I've actually pulled together in about 50 days is a 54% Kuva Hind. That was actually a decent pull. Magnetic. As far as rifle tiers go, it is definitely A tier, maybe A plus tier. Probably just A tier. Prime Resurgence started right around the time when I started playing, so I actually managed to pull together Mag Prime, Loki Prime, Rhino Prime, and I've got a Nyx Prime, and a couple more I have hanging out in the Foundry. That's most of Banshee Prime.
Operator, what is
I am missing one piece of Frost Prime.
a combination of heightened dopamine levels and
That should be...
You're welcome.
Gauze Prime is kind of a given. That's most of Grendel Prime. That's almost a given. Haro Prime actually is a given. Got that. Got Hildren ready. Mesa was such a clean sweep that only took me 3 runs for Mesa. Limbo Prime, also great pull. I do need to get myself a Mesa Prime proper, Necros Prime proper. As far as accomplishments go, aside from getting Steel Path, I've also done every Warframe quest, side quest, and main quest, minus the hidden 1999 quest, my bad. That is for becoming liked with the Hex unit, and then hitting New Year's, and then you can actually stop whatever the hell it is they're doing. You know, the proper quest line for that. But as far as everything else goes, I've done it. The amount of time it's taken me to do this... let's take a look, shall we? 148 hours. So we're going to take that 148 hours and we're going to divide it by 50, which roughly adds up to 3 hours a session, right? That's very manageable for any player. Anybody could put 148 hours into a game, and I've shown that you can do the star chart, you could get to Steel Path, you can finish your codex. Other things that you can also accomplish at such a low MR, I know no one really talks about this thing, but I recently ran a 60i Steel Path Murmur. I think that was the wrong button. What I'm trying to do is show off the fucking hands that you get. Is it just landing craft? Yeah, this thing. If I can play for 50 days and actually get this thing properly, I didn't drop. I played a unique build for Rhino and was on damage support for, you know, the real heavy hitters. But I never once went down getting this thing. And that is by far one of the most difficult things you can get in frame right now. That's definitely top 2. Important things to work on, definitely, are the Helminth. I think I've got this up to level 7 right now. Yeah, 7th Metamorphosis working into my 8th, about halfway there. Other things to do every week now are Netracells, because I have been running those. My Rhino is also almost Tau Forged. That's going to be great. I have the shards to make this work. I don't have the Valence Fusion segment. Because I have 3 other like Crimson Archon shards I could Tau Forge and then replace this one on the left with. And then my boy will be almost back up to proper. One unique thing, I should say, is this entire account from start to finish, Digital Extremes received exactly $5 out of me. There was a starter kit for an Owlak and a max level Serration, and I did not feel like doing that. If you've ever gone through the early game, you know Endo is a type of hell. And getting a max level Serration is a time commitment I really didn't feel like dealing with. So I will say they did get $5 out of me exactly. And on the other part, I got my money's worth with that Owlak. That Owlak was a hard carry for 3/4 of the star chart, hands down. Other noticeable items that I managed to get my hands on was a Nadaruk Riven, Hespar Riven if you're really into that type of thing. And the Zorus, I guess, is also a very popular pick. I'm partial to the Sepulchrum, so that's definitely getting kept. This is getting God rolled and sold. So that's an easy 1,000 to 1,500 platinum just for being Nadaruk, just because everyone can get it and it is clearly the best bow in the game. I managed to get an Archwing launcher segment, a Void Rig, and this is probably like my favorite, the Infested K-Drive out of Deimos. That thing's great. K-Drive is kind of overrated just a little bit, but this was, it felt like an achievement as far as building one. Void Rig's still an absolute monstrosity, and once I get some platinum, I'm going to get his Brunt Spar skin. But that just wraps up a couple of the small things. I do need to get rid of these cysts and infuse that helmet one more time. But that is that, and that really just shows that anyone can do it. Anyone can get here and get it done in record time without spending a fortune. Right now is the perfect time because it's Prime Resurgence Wave 2. Wonder if that's actually on here right now. No, they're not talking about it. Everyone's talking about the new Twitch drops and the, I think it's a lunar festival for the snake stuff. Year of the Snake. Well, I'm going to cut the stream here. Just wanted to recap how this has gone. Yeah, about 3 hours a session for 50 days. Not bad.